Hello again, sir. Welcome to my top 10 worst international marketing mistakes from mainstream companies. Today we'll be seeing cultural issues, language barriers, etc. So let's begin. First off, we have H&M. In late 2017, H&M released an advertisement that was considered racist. As you can see in the image, the white boy is wearing a tiger, and the black boy is wearing something that implies a monkey. As you can see, it says coolest monkey in the jungle. And this caused the internet to completely outrage. Now, I don't know how the company or the PR just skipped over this. However, in their statement, they did apologize and they did say that they didn't realize the times. Now, logically speaking, in the 1900s, this won't be seen as a huge issue. However, now in the 21st century, everyone is outraged by big and small things. And I'm not saying this is small, but because this is not subtle in any way. The company also saw about a 4% decrease in the stock instantly. Now moving on, we have Coors Turn It Loose. Now, turn it loose is in Western or American slang kind of just something to do normal, as in you turn open like a cap. It's refreshing, it's very inviting for a drink. However, in Spanish, this translates to suffer from diarrhea or get loose bowels. The product obviously failed in Spain and other Latin American countries. The company wanted to quickly alter the slogan, but was soon decided to just cancel the whole campaign. Now we have Panasonic, the Woody. Now, after getting the rights to Woody Woodpecker, a lovely and well-known cartoon character, the company tied that character to their computer by calling it the Woody. Now, the issue is, wood in English means a male genital, and this Touch Woody, the internet pecker, which was their slogan, was a major red flag. An American woman at the company let the marketing team know why this is totally unacceptable, but at the time the company was too deep and could not change the character, so they just decided to change the title from Touch Woody, the internet pecker, to Touch Woody, now a new slogan of Woody Touchscreen. Not much of a real improvement. Now I have Frank Perdue, Tough Man, Tender Chicken. In 1971, Frank Perdue got their first major advertising campaign. Now, the slogan, "It takes a tough man to make a tender chicken," was really well known. However, Frank Perdue, the CEO at the time, was not common at the time for CEOs to be a public spokesperson, but he ended up appearing in 200 Perdue Farms television commercials. It was a huge success. However, the slogan translated to "It takes a hard man to make a chicken aroused" in Spanish, and was not able to enter the Mexican market. I say that because it didn't really approach any other Spanish-speaking countries, but obviously if it did try to enter Paraguay or Spain, it would fail. Now we have Nokia Lumia. This was a product that Nokia first came out in October 2011. However, it was discontinued in July 2014. The name had something to do with that. Now, Nokia being a Finnish initial country, Lumia is the name derived from the partitive plural of the Finnish word lumi, meaning snow. However, the issue is Nokia accidentally named their new phone and not realizing that in Spanish it means Spanish call girls. Lumia literally translated to prostitute and other such names. Now, it got a lot of publicity, but it did become discontinued after only 3 years. Some argue it was a marketing fail, but an overall success. Now moving on to Sega. Now, Sega is an abbreviation of the company's initial names, Service Games, SE from Service, GA from Games. However, in Italy, Sega is the unofficial but most popular name for male self-gratification. Now, this is why the company insists that the company's name is pronounced Sega, not Sega. Now we have Adidas, Boston bombing. In 2017, Adidas sent an email to those who completed the Boston Marathon with the subject, "Congrats, you survived the Boston Marathon," which is about 3 years after the Boston bombings. Now, this was a huge issue because the wording was completely wrong. Then the company quickly apologized for their mistake, posting it on their social medias and also resending emails of apologies also from the notifications of their updated social medias and websites. Now moving on to Heineken. Sometimes lighter is better. Now, in 2018, the official sponsor of the UEFA Champions League, Heineken, released an ad where a bottle went past all black people and stopped and picked up by a white person, where the slogan appears to be, "Sometimes lighter is better." Now, this was a huge mistake, especially at a global stage, as the UEFA Champions League is the biggest club sport competition and has been for decades, which is open to viewers in the most diverse form. So you can't say that a majority of the people who view this are white or from India or a specific culture or a specific group, as this is open from everybody to everybody in the most mainstream form. The company didn't really apologize for this, as it was a misinterpretation found in Europe. Moving on to Pepsi Come Alive. Now, this is not the infamous one with Kendall Jenner. However, this is much more old. The whole thing started in 1963, where Pepsi's slogan was "Come Alive." In English, this seems to be very normal, implying that we are in the Pepsi generation. By countries such as Germany, Germans, interpret it as funny and reassuring. However, Chinese consumers feared this slogan. It was more like Pepsi's gonna hunt you down and stuff like that. It failed in China, quite obviously. Moving on to American Airlines, Fly in Leather. Now, to attract more customers, American Airlines decided to change their regular plane seats into leather seats. However, in Mexico, their campaign failed due to their slogan, "Fly in Leather." Now, in Spanish, this means vuelo en cuero, and that was intended to mean flying in luxury, as flying in luxury, flying in leather. It's a good thing. It's a good correlation. However, in Spanish, vuelo en cuero sounds very similar to volar en cuero, which means fly naked, and it was very insulting. This obviously failed in Mexico. Now, before getting into the last one, I want to just show some honorable mentions. As we've seen, there's been a lot of Spanish issues between the English language and the Spanish language, so I decided to just look at a few now. First one being Mazda la puta. Now, you may already realize by the word, this literally means the, and then an insulting word, the B word, in Spanish. This car completely failed in all Spanish-speaking countries. Next one is Chevrolet Nova. No-va. Two separate words in Spanish meaning no-go, and it's horrible as this is meant to be a more sporty car. Third one being General Motors Opel Ascona. Now, this model sold poorly in Galicia and the northwestern region of Spain, as in the Galician and also Portuguese language, term is basically meaning female genitalia. So there's been a lot of marketing blunders there. Now, the one that I found the most bizarre, I left till the end, it was the Gucci blackface mask. Now, in early 2019, Gucci released an unusual blackface mask. No one really understood what the intentions were behind it. Gucci didn't say anything specific. Outrage from the internet, instantly. Now, the company, after the outrage, instantly withdrew the $890 American dollar item. Time and time again, we see controversies in designer companies, such as the blackface keychain from Prada, but this was at such a large scale. No one understood it, and the company quickly apologized. Now, after seeing all these, would you please tell me in the comments and in the feedback, which one you thought was the most bizarre? I still think that the Gucci one, as I told you, was the most bizarre one, but they all have their own unique forms of disappointment. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great day.